Hello and welcome to the viewers of this video. This is the Orange Fan here, bringing you another entry for the episode recap and thoughts category. This video will be dedicated to the B segment of episode 23 of The Loud House, A Tattler's Tale. We begin this segment in Lori and Lenny's room, where almost all of the Loud siblings have gathered together for a meeting. Lola is the one sibling not present for this meeting. It turns out it's the Secret Secrets meeting, where the siblings tell each other their secrets to get things off their chest, as Lincoln puts it for the audience. And we do get to hear some examples of these secrets, such as Lincoln accidentally breaking Lynn Sr.'s disco ball, Lori accidentally scratching Vanzilla with a purse that has jewelry attached to it on the outside, Luna accidentally causing a neighborhood-wide blackout because of a jam session, and Lucy coloring Rita's wedding dress black for a play wedding she was doing with her beloved Edwin. And not too long after, we hear Lola enter the room, and Lola wants to know what everyone is gathered for. They try to pass it off as different activities, but Lola pieces together it's the Secret Secrets meeting, and she wants to be a part of it. But the rest of the siblings say they don't allow Lola into the meeting because of her tendency to be a tattletale. And we have seen examples of Lola being a tattletale, such as Sleuth or Consequences. When Lola's denial of being a tattletale doesn't work, she tries to insist that she's changed her ways and that she won't be a tattletale anymore. But the siblings don't trust Lola. In a state of anger, Lola slams her tiara on the ground and proves her siblings right by yelling out to their mom that the rest of them won't let her in their Secret Secrets club. So when Lola's gone, though, the rest of the siblings resume their secret telling, and they recap the secrets that have been told already. The next day rolls around, and as Lincoln wakes up, he finds Lola waiting for him, wanting him to, play butler for one of her tea parties. Lincoln declines, but then Lola not so subtly reveals that she knows that Lincoln accidentally broke their dad's disco ball and blackmails him into complying to her demands. And we see it's not just Lincoln. We see other scenes showing Lola wanting one of the other Loud sisters to do something for her, and when they turn her down, she not so subtly reveals that she knows their secrets and threatens to blackmail them unless they submit to her demands. And later on, the rest of the siblings, besides Lola, gather together again for another meeting to try and figure out who the rat is. And growing paranoid that it could be any one of them, they all get into a fight. During the fight, Lincoln gets knocked out of that dust cloud of fighting that you see in cartoons. He gets knocked out of it, and when he lands on Lola's tiara, and giving it a closer look, he sees there's a microphone attached to it, and so he gets the attention of the sisters present in this meeting to stop fighting and shows them the tiara, and they all figure out Lola had bugged the place to find out their secrets. But they're not sure what they can do about it because Lola will tattle on them about these secrets if they defy her. And Lincoln figures out, though, that the best chance they have is to find dirt on Lola in turn to use against her. But Lynn says that Lola is apparently an expert at covering her tracks. But Lincoln's still confident that they can still succeed because, as he puts it, everyone can make mistakes or slip up once in a while. So we then cut to a later scene, probably the next day, I imagine, where a handful of the sisters are distracting Lola while Lincoln infiltrates the twins' rooms to find some dirt on Lola. He even has he's wearing like a gray hat while he's doing it. And, well, when he enters the room, he keeps finding notes instead from Lola indicating that she anticipated that someone would try to snoop on her. Even her diary pretty much expects that someone is snooping on her. She didn't fall for the write secrets in your diary routine in case someone tries to sneak a look into it. And while this is happening, he tries to look at another spare tiara in the room, thinking it might have some information on it too, like maybe a recording, I imagine, or that's just speculation on my part. But then Lynn calls out to Lola. In reality, she's calling out to Lincoln to warn him that Lola is heading back into her room. Lincoln stuffs the tiara in his hat, puts it back on, and he hides outside the windowsill when Lola enters, so she doesn't know he's there. But when she closes the window, he falls onto a cactus that was out in the backyard, and it had a note which reveals Lola apparently put the cactus there as payback for anyone who tried to snoop. And the hat falls off, and he has the tiara still on his head, and the elderly neighbor, calls out to Lincoln, sarcastically commenting about the tiara on his head. And this is the segment where the credits finally list the neighbor's name. It's revealed to be Mr. Grouse. And Mr. Grouse, well, like I was saying, Mr. Grouse sarcastically compliments Lincoln's tiara, asking if he's going to be in a pageant. And that actually gives Lincoln an idea. And he replies, yeah, he is going to a pageant, and he rushes off. Taken aback by the answer, Mr. Grouse actually seems to give a sincere, oh, good luck with that. And he actually sounds sincere about it. So, at one of the pageant locations, Lincoln tries to ask any of the other pageant contestants if they have any dirt on Lola, but the name of Lola Loud sends fear down these contestants. Well, they're struck with fear when they hear Lola's name, and they run away in panic. But there is one contestant who actually beckons Lincoln's attention. We don't see their face because they're in a dark closet, and it's that situation where you only see the character's eyes when they're in the dark. But we do get to see their arm, whoever this is. We see their arms when they pull Lincoln into the closet when he gets closer. And this girl, this pageant contestant girl, is voiced by Jessica DeSico, Lynn and Lucy's voice artist. And she admits that her reasons for helping Lincoln is just because she can't stand being in second place to Lola all the time. Lincoln pieces together that this is Lindsay Sweetwater, who's apparently a rival of Lola's. But Lindsay insists, do you want the secrets or not? And Lincoln, of course, complies. And we, the audience, don't get to hear what this secret that Lindsay has on Lola is. But whatever it is, based on Lincoln's reaction and based on the rest of the sisters' reaction when Lincoln tells them, it must have been a very bad thing that Lola did, we'll say. And later on, the rest of the siblings pretty much reveal to Lola that they know this dark secret of hers. And like what Lola did with them, they won't say how they found out about it. But they threaten her, if you rat us out, we'll rat you out, is essentially what they say. And later on, one of the siblings catches that Lola is heading towards Lynn Sr. and Rita's room, and they fear that she's going to rat them out anyway. And Lori responds that if she's going to take them down, they'll take her down with them. But by the time they rush to their parents' room, Lola exits, and instead, all we see is Rita grounding Lola instead, saying that it was a good thing she told the truth, but what she did was bad, and she'll be grounded for a month. After Rita goes back into her and Lynn Sr.'s room, the rest of the siblings question what happened, and Lola reveals she actually took the fall for the things that her siblings did, and they question why this is. And Lola reveals that it was so that they would finally trust her enough to let her in the Secrets Club because she wants to hang out with them. And they question why she blackmailed them then instead, and she said she thought it was the only way she could get them to hang out with each other, but she realizes now that the way she went about it was wrong. So then we get a scene where Lola's imitating being in a prison. Like, she's wearing an outfit reminiscent of a prison outfit. It's like a blue outfit. It's not like the orange jumpsuit or the black and white striped suits, but like a blue prison outfit. And she's playing the harmonica like you sometimes see with prisoners. But then Lincoln enters the room and tells Lola that he and the rest of the sisters talked it over, and they decided that Lola has earned their trust to be part of the Secrets Club. And so Lola is more than happy to finally take part in it. But it looks like Lola is about to tell people these secrets when it's over. It turns out it's just her stuffed animals. She actually points this out to the audience. She's the one who breaks the fourth wall at the end and says that stuffed animals aren't going to tell any secrets. So she goes and tells the secrets to the stuffed animals. And that's where the segment ends. Now, this segment did provide more spotlight for Lola, and I think it did a good job at showing some of Lola's better qualities. Yes, we do see some of Lola's unflattering qualities with her blackmailing and her tendency to snitch on her siblings, but we do see in the end she does admit that blackmailing them wasn't the right way to go about it, and that she realizes that there's better ways to earn the rest of her siblings' trust, and we get to see that. So I think this segment did a good job at helping Lola's character out, since she's one of the siblings who seems to have one of the worst reputation. Yeah, I would say her, Lori, and Lynn are probably the Loud sisters that have the worst reputation among fans. So this was a nice way to show that Lola does have some good qualities to her. The same with Undie Pressure. That was another good example of Lola's kinder side. And we did get a little insight on Lola's life outside the family with her rival Lindsay Sweetwater. And I'd be interested in seeing Lindsay show up again in a later segment. And yeah, it'd be interesting to see more of the rivalry between her and Lindsay. Like, how did it get started and what have you. And yeah, the fact that Lindsay was hidden in the closet, that dark closet, when she was telling Lincoln the secret that she knew about Lola, yeah, that has made a lot of people speculate which of the pageant contestants was Lindsay, because her name was mentioned back in Making the Case during a flashback with Lincoln in a pageant. So we have a few choices of which character might be Lindsay Sweetwater, but we still don't know who it is, who Lindsay is exactly, which character present was Lindsay, and that's become a fun mystery for some fans. And, as I mentioned before, this is the segment where the elderly neighbor, Mr. Grouse, his name is finally revealed in the credits. Not the actual segment, but the credits do reveal that his name is Mr. Grouse. Pretty fitting name for him, actually. Oh, and Mr. Grouse did receive a slight redesign as of this segment, because this time around, his eyebrows are actually colored white, whereas in earlier segments, they kind of just had that thin pencil-looking eyebrows, or like they were just black, but like very thinly drawn. But this time, they're the same color as what's left of his hair. And he has a gold chain around his vest now, so that was, it was interesting that this redesign happened the same time when his name was revealed, at least in the credits. So maybe it was around this time when the staff members figured Mr. Grouse might be a little more important, or that he might get a few other bigger roles in future segments. But I thought that was a nice touch, and Mr. Grouse isn't the only character in the show who's going to receive a redesign. We'll cross those bridges when we get to them. So, overall, Yeah, I thought this was a good segment overall. It was a nice look into Lola and shows us that she's not all bad despite her less flattering qualities. Got to learn a little bit more about what she does outside of the family through her pageants and her rivalry with Lindsay. And yeah, it may not be necessarily one of my all-time favorite segments, but I don't dislike it at all. It's still, yeah, overall a fun watch, I felt. And, oh, as for which segment I prefer over the other, I might give the edge more to this segment, the B segment, but I don't necessarily dislike the A segment. Like I said, I didn't dislike the A segment. I just felt that they could have handled certain things better about it, though. And there you have it. We've now discussed both segments of episode 23 on this channel. Take care, and until next time.